What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Walter here. We're gonna learn some code. Let's go and get it done. So I don't actually know how far we are from finishing. See all of this. A lot of these were collapsible, so I actually thought we were closer to being done when what was actually intended, but whatever the case is. Yeah, we'll probably start semantics. We may, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I don't know how many. We'll probably just get to the first workshop and then finish on that. So, building a major web browser. Build a list of major web browsers. Okay, for sure. So we'll do that. So let's get this done. We're gonna start with working with links. As always, guys, you guys like this stuff. Feel free to give it a like. Subscribing is completely optional. It's up to you. If you'd like to see me struggle, if you guys have any suggestions on how to learn code a little bit better, or any books that have changed your guys' perspective on certain things as far as coding goes, feel free to shoot that in the description below. So let's get started. So what are different target attribute types and how do they work? You may have seen the target attribute on anchor elements or links. This important attribute tells the browser where to open the URL for the anchor element. Enable the interactive editor. You'll be directed to FreeCodeCamp. Okay, so for here, this just means that it's going to open up a new tab. All right. First value is self, which is a default value. This opens a link in the current browser. In most cases, this will be the current tab or window. The blank is for new existing browsers. This typically opens up a new tab. The third is parent. This, which opens a link in the parent of the current context. For example, if your website has iframe, parent value in that iframe would take you to your website's window tab, not in the embedded frame. I don't know what that means. I don't know what these means. The fifth is unfenced top, which currently used for experimental fence frame API. At the time of this lesson, you probably won't have a reason to use this one yet. Select the right target value for your users. How many current term types you choose from? 4. Because the fifth one is not used. In a new tab. Default, it opens in the parent context. What is the default browser when you do not set? There we go. What is the difference between a absolute and relative path? Okay, string. Path is a string that specifies the location of the file or directory in a file system. And web development path lets developers link to resources like images, style sheets, scripts, and other web pages. There are absolute and relative path. Both are essential when specifying the file locations within a file system. Let's look at the two so you can decide on which of them to use and when. An absolute path is a complete link to a resource. It starts from the root directory, includes every other dictionary, and finally the file name extension. The root directory refers to the top level directory or folder in a hierarchy. An absolute path also includes the protocol, which can be HTTP, HTTPS, and file, and the domain name if the resource is on the web. Here's an example of an absolute path that links to FreeCodeCamp logo. Here you go. In this example, HTTPS, the domain is design style guide.freecodecamp.org, and the file name is FCC. This is the directory. It's in the image folder with FCC. Yeah. And now, what if absolute path? Here's how to link to the about.html file with an absolute path. href user. Okay. Contact. Okay, so imagine you are on contact.html page, and because the about HTML page is the same place, you get the file name. You'll simply get the file name. In this example, oh, I know what this is. This is like going to different tabs on like like say if I was to click on FreeCodeCamp here, the top, it would just bring me back to the main dashboard with this another tab. It'll be another .html tab. How do you link a resource available only on the internet? Relative on a local machine. What protocol? I think it's localhost, but to your local machine. Now that what if a resource is using an absolute path on your local machine? Here's how to link it. Localhost? I don't know. Never said. Oh, these are absolute path. I'm sorry. What? I actually don't know. There you go. Okay, what is the difference between slashes, a single dot, a double dot, and in path syntax? I remember this in PHP, but it's been a while since I did PHP. You may have seen the link /public/logo.png or ./script.js style sheets before, but what do these specific types of links mean? Okay, these are called file path. There are three syntaxes to know. First is a slash. It can be a backslash or a forward slash depending on your operating system. The second is a single dot, and finally we have the double dots. The slash is known as a path separator. It's used to indicate a break in the text between the folder or file name. This is how your computer knows that Naomi's -file / points to the directory of that same name, while Naomi's /file / points to files inside of Naomi's directory. A single dot in the current directory and the two dots point to the parent directory. You will typically see a single dot to ensure that the path is recognized as a relative path. Remember, you have learned in the previous lesson about relative versus absolute paths before. Double dots, however, have much more in common to access files outside the current working directory. Your public if your public /index.html file needed to to load the fav icon, you would use the relative path to access the current directory. If your public /HTML file needed to load the index.css, you would use a relative path with double dots to indicate to navigate to parent my at path directory first, then to the source directory, and finally to your file. What is the best? Which option is the absolute path? Oh, dude. This? To the current directory. Do this because HTML. Which path is a relative? I'm lost now. I got all three wrong. What is a path for an absolute path? Guessing that. What is the option to path for the current directory? FreeCodeCamp. Incorrect, bro. The fuck going on here? Absolute path. Did I pick this one last time? Script.js? I don't understand that. Oh, because of the double dots. I did not even see that the first time. Oops. All right. My bad. It's been a long day. So you may have seen a link on a web page become purple after you click it. This is because the state of the link has changed. So different stylings gets applied. There are different states a link can be in. The first is the default state, which is colon. I think that's colon link. This state represents a link that a user has not visited, clicked, or interacted with. You can think of this state as provided by base styles for all links on your page. The other states build on top of it. Okay. The second state is visited, which applies when a user has already visited the page being linked to. By default, this turns purple, but you can leverage CSS to provide a different visual indication to the user. This is helpful to let someone know they have already read a portion of your documentation, or that the site is one they can trust because they have used it before. Hover. Oh. Oh, this was in their style sheets. Oh, there we go. That's interesting. Okay. Active. Finally, active applies. Black. Okay. Link. After clicking, while uses clicking the link. While the user is clicking it. Is that hover? All right. So, HTML review and basic questions. I think we're just going to finish this and then I'll be done. It's going to be relatively short right now. Role of HTML. HTML represents the content and structure of a web page. Most HTML consists an opening tag and a closing tag. Okay. Self-embody or void elements like images or meta don't have a closing tag, but it's common that they have a forward slash and a void element. Elements, booleans, disabled read only, common elements, headings. Okay, but basically everything that we've just covered. This is just a synopsis of everything. Identifiers, IDs. Okay. This is just a real overview of everything we've done so far. SEO. Definitely want to read more into that. It's just a brief. Okay, so this is basically everything that we've just done the last couple days. I've read the reviews and context and we can submit. Cool. And then so we're just gonna do this question. All right, we got 18 of these hoes. How does the loop attribute work inside? It auto plays. Triggers to start. No. What is a void element? It's used to no. Any content or an end tag. Which of the following is correct? All right. Do this. Well, how does target work? It opens a link. It'll be this one. It's either one of these. It's fine. What is the difference between a boolean and a regular attribute? Booleans are true false, and a regular attribute can only be used with checkboxes. Boolean attributes can be present or absent. Always have, yeah. What is element to link scripts to your HTML file? Script? I don't know. What is an HTML boilerplate? It's a What is the attribute applies to a unique identifier in an HTML? What is the attribute? ID? What is an HTML entity? Character reference. I don't know what this means. Set used to reserve HTML kernel. Special formatting tag used in HTML. I would think it's this. I don't know. What is the purpose of the audio? It is used to add audio HTML. What is the following? Which of the following is not an example of an HTML element? Byte. What is a role if they target attribute? Set anchor tags. It's used to specify when, where the linked document will be open when the link. Okay. What is that absolute path? Root directory. What is a role of a link in HTML? No. What is a link attribute? I forgot. Huh. I don't remember what a link attribute does. We'll skip it for now. Which of the following is a valid to open up graph properties? Open graph. Or is it media OG? I think it's media OG. Which of the following is an example of a Boolean checked? Which of the following is a correct syntax for the element image? What is the iframe element used for? Which of the following is not a valid link state for anchor elements? href. What is a role of title? It's for SEO. All right. We had that one. I don't know what a link element is. Unless they're just talking about the anchor element. I would think so. Let's finish this bad boy. Did we pass? I don't know if we passed. Didn't tell me. Usually it does. Okay, so we got everything correct here. What? Okay, but I don't want to tell me the right answer. What the fuck? Nah, we gotta redo this shit. How do I redo it? Alright, which of the following will open up a new tab? Okay. Following is the void element, image. Which of the following is the correct way to use HTML entities? Oh! Alright, my bad. It's one of these two. I just don't remember which one. Unordered list. Which of the following is a correct way to apply multiple classes to an HTML element? So the following represents a ordered list. So which is what is? I think it's this one. Which of the following is set a short description for the web page? Name. SGV, scalable vector graphics. Why would they do that? What is a role of the footer? All right, what is a UTF? Is a replaced element. Oh, this. Which of the following is considered an important heading? Which one? Which of the following is used to link an external style sheet? Link. Which of the following is used to convey sense of urgency? What is the role of fig caption? Side of figure. Which of the following is a correct way to set the doc type declaration? Okay, what is the purpose of the head in HTML? It contains heading elements in HTML documents. Well, it could be both of these. Which of the following is the correct way to set the HTML language? LANG. Which of the following should not be placed inside the head? An image. Alright. Cool. So, I think we'll cut it there. Just under 30 minutes, but yeah, it's a lot. But I feel like we're gonna go ahead and start the semantic HTML. Finish that up. I'll try and get most of it done tomorrow. Maybe I won't put all the theories when I'm going through it. Maybe just a few of them, and then we'll go through the workshops. But yeah, if you guys like this kind of stuff, feel free to like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace.